This game really does mean the world to me. It's a good thing that that move makes no sense, because it's a normal move against the ghost type. Hey everybody, it's Rad. Welcome to Pokémon Blue version. It is important that I play this game today, September 28th, 2023, because it is the 25th anniversary of the release of Red and Blue in the United States. I've played through series like King of Fighters, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, because they all kind of mean something to me. I played them a lot as a kid. Pokémon, on the other hand, took over my life. We're just gonna speed up the text a bit. And start our little adventure here by meeting Professor Oak, who tells us that he is a professor of Pokémon. What is Pokémon? What are Pokémon? They are creatures that inhabit the world that everyone lives in. Some use them for pets, but more importantly, others use them for fights. But mostly they're used in day-to-day activities, and we work in tandem between one another. This is our main character. Since this is Blue version, it would either be Gary or John, but I have an alternative idea, just to put my own little spin and signature. We're calling him Johnny. We have our rival character, who is the professor's grandson. You can either call him Ash or Jack. Now, normally, this would be Ash and Gary, based off the anime. Normally, you'd think that. But in canon, these characters' names are Red and Blue. We're just gonna take Jack and call him Jackie. To say this is nostalgic, it doesn't do it justice. Now you guys know Pokémon today. You guys know it as this competitive RPG series where your Pokémon are overused, never used, underused, but back then, everybody was playing Pokémon. Everyone you know had a Game Boy. People bought Game Boys just to play Pokémon. People who had never bought Game Boys before. By the by, this television here, 4 boys walking on railroad tracks, the reference to Stephen King's Stand By Me. A child-appropriate story where 4 children set off on a journey to find a dead body. So we have to head down to Grandpa's lab, which is not next door, rather it's a block down the road. You must be Jackie. Gramps isn't around, which is really all we know. We can try talking to these people, but they hype up Professor Oak as the authority on Pokémon. Don't believe those videos on the internet of him getting absolutely trounced, burned, and slashed, and shocked by various Pokémon. He's the expert. And I'm sure he's right down this way. He's not around, so therefore he must be in town. It is worth noting I am playing Pokémon Blue as is. There are no patches, there's no quality of life stuff. This is Pokemon Blue as is in 1998. Emulated off a Super Game Boy. So, on our right are 3 different Pokemon. We can have one of them. Each of the Pokemon in these Pokeballs, without trading, if you obtain one, you cannot obtain the other 2. Speaking of which, contestant number 1 is Charmander. Fire types are noticeably rare in this day and age. So if you want a fire type for the future, you really can't go wrong with the Charmander family. Bulbasaur is number 1 with a bullet seed. Easily the best choice for beginners, because you will have an easy time in the early game. Long game, not really. You're mostly getting a pure grass type here. But that's not what we're looking for. We are playing Pokemon Blue, and as you can see on the right with the water turtle, its evolution family is on the cover of the game, so welcome, Squirtle. This, in my opinion, is the best of the 3. Strictly because of its learn set. I mean, water types in this day and age are as common as the rain itself. So really, this isn't the best choice, but however, that's what we're doing. We're not going to nickname our Pokemon, for reasons we will state later. So Jackie gets the Bulbasaur. Your rival will always pick the Pokemon next to you. Or in some cases, it will pick the Pokemon that is strongest to your typing. So here's your first battle. You cannot refuse. So our attacks here: Tackle, basic attack; Tail Whip lowers the physical defense of your opponent's Pokemon. We're just gonna turn this into a straight up wrestling match. Just sort of busting heads until one survives. I mean, yeah, Bulbasaur has Growl, it will lower your attack. It's not gonna matter. The HP difference at this point is too great. Ideally, you would use Tail Whip to sort of soften it up, but there are these things called critical hits, which actually increase the damage of a single attack. I would normally play to this, but not here. No, you actually picked the right Pokemon. At least you picked the Pokemon I wanted you to pick. And toughen them up, he will. Just throw it around and have it beat up wild animals. I'm sure something will work out eventually. So, with that, we actually head back to our home really quick. Because we can take a short nap, and by proxy, our Pokemon also take a nap. It fully heals them. Remember this. With that, we're off. Like many people of Gen 1, I watched the anime before I even played the game. I didn't get the game until Christmas of that year, so hearing the music from the show used in the game, it's like, ah. I was about to say, we walked through that without having a single encounter. As you walk through the tall grass, you encounter wild Pokémon. Like this Rattata here. It's a standard rat. Really all that needs to be said. In case you couldn't tell, a move like Tackle does not have 100% accuracy. With that, we're going to walk into our first town. That is not the sign of the town, that is the sign of hints. That each move has a PowerPoint, not the presentation, and I'm certainly not calling it PP because I'm above that. We're entering Viridian City. And boy is it eternally green. First thing we're going to do is we're going to travel over to the Mart, where the cashier over here has an order for Professor Oak that we have to immediately backtrack and take directly to him. Before we do that, however, I'm just going to walk over here really quick. Up and around in this little alleyway. You can find a potion. Potions are sold out in Viridian City. They're going to be scarce for a while. Hence, any opportunity you have to grab a potion, you do so. There's one more potion in this area, I believe. You can walk over these little ridges as long as they have this element to them. You can walk down them, or jump down them. They are one way. And they will help us get through the area without touching any tall grass. You have this guy over here who works at the convenience store and gives us a free sample, which is our third potion. Anywho, going back to Professor Oak to deliver his parcel. Remember parcels? I mean, I just tell it to run its head against something and it works out. Gramps, I want a refund on my Pokémon! So now the real adventure begins. That little book over there is called a Pokédex. It's actually a complex machine that automatically records data for your Pokémon whenever you encounter them / catch them. So he wanted to be able to complete that Pokédex by chronicling every Pokémon in the region, but you see, he has this thing called old age. You two, live vicariously through me and complete the tasks that I can't. I don't need you either, so the feeling's mutual. So, what I am about to do is entirely missable. We are actually going to get a town map from Jackie's sister. Because she's sweet like that. Unlike our jerk-ass rival. Alright, I'm going to walk back up to Viridian City briefly. Because with that, we can actually buy items. This is kind of basic for now, but making your first steps the most rudimentary is the sheer essence of Pokémon. The world opens up to you little by little. This music's so good. Alright, walking up to the mart really quick. Now we can purchase items. We're gonna get 5 Pokeballs. We're gonna get a couple of antidotes. And with that, our Pokemon journey officially begins. Our first mission objective, come to think of it, I'm getting ahead of myself here. What is the deal with catching Pokemon? Thankfully, there's an old man up here who had his coffee who can help us out with this. See, he has no usable Pokemon and 50 Pokeballs! Someone's loaded. You do need to weaken the target, which he did not do. That's the funny thing about Generation 1, which is what the Red and Blue generation is called. That's the funny thing about Gen 1. You don't need to weaken them. The one key factor is status base, paralysis, poison, sleep, all that stuff. So our main priority is not Rattata. We're still going to catch one, however. We go down to item. Throw the Pokeball. Good as golden. It's a rat. It's a common sight in many places. Oh, yes, it is. So with that, we have a Rattata. That is not, however, what we needed to catch. This thing, the Pidgey, that's what we want. This is a bird type, and of course, typing is very important. Just between you and me. That Pokemon that Jackie has, the Bulbasaur, it's a grass type. Which means this bird that we have now welcomed to our family is going to be very useful. And it knows a flying move right out the gate. I'm just getting ahead of myself. Pretty sure Gust is flying in this day and age. Get used to me saying in this day and age a lot, because Pokemon has grown over the past 25 years. But what hasn't changed is the Pokemon Center, where Pokemon get healed up free of charge. Pokemon today get better treatment than the animals do in our real world. So with that, we've caught some Pokemon, we've battled, we've taken a brief journey, we've taken our first steps. And we're gonna take a couple more, because I'm thinking of doing a full Let's Play of this. A, out of respect to the series that I hold so dear, and B, anniversaries are quite timely, so next time we continue our Pokemon journey.